Imagine a farmer's market where one season, high profits from selling organic vegetables attract new sellers. Over time, as more farmers join, prices fall and profits shrink. Some farmers decide to leave. This process of entry and exit is at the heart of perfectly competitive markets, driving the market toward long-run equilibrium. In this video, we'll explore how firms respond to profits and losses, shaping these market dynamics.
Right, in this video, I'm going to go through the adjustment process where we start from a long run equilibrium, we're going to move to a short run equilibrium, and then get back to a new long run equilibrium. And so this is like the whole shebang of like doing this entire analysis of these market dynamics. And this is what's really interesting that you can apply to many different situations that you read in the newspaper, at the Wall Street Journal, New York Times. Like what's going to happen to an industry where something shocks the system. So I'm going to go through a demand increase in this video, and I'm going to ask you to do a demand decrease yourself as practice. All right, so first thing, we always start in a long run equilibrium. And that's going to happen here. We have our industry, our market graph over here, and then we have the representative firm over on the right. So we're going to have a long run equilibrium where price equals average cost and marginal cost. These L's here are just for long run curves. You don't need to really worry about those. We have marginal cost and our average cost right here. Okay. So our price is equal to marginal cost, average cost, zero economic profits. Our firms are profit maximizing because our quantity choice is where the price crosses our marginal cost. And we're clearing the market because that market price is determined by supply crossing demand. Now something's going to happen. It's going to increase demand for this particular product. So the first step then is going to shift that demand curve to the right. That's called it could be some sort of like taste change, right? That's one of the things, the changes in preferences that people have for a different product, given product, and that could shift things. So I was reading the newspaper today that the demand for cottage cheese, of all things, has gone like through the roof. People want to buy a whole bunch more cottage cheese because I guess it's a very high protein food, and people want to eat more protein to get stronger. So let's do cottage cheese as an example here. Taste have increased the demand for cottage cheese. We want to see what's going to happen to that market for cottage cheese. Okay, at the original equilibrium price of P1, here's our quantity supplied, here's our quantity demanded. They're not equal. Quantity demand is greater than quantity supplied, so we have a shortage, and so that's going to drive the price up to try to get rid of that shortage and clear that market again. That's going to occur where the new demand curve D2 is going to cross our supply curve. And so we'll get a new higher market price, P2. So moving to that short run equilibrium, right, we get a higher price, P2. And we get an increase in the market output to Q2. So price goes up, quantity in the market goes up. What's going on with our individual firms? Let's draw our price line over to our firm graph. Here's our P2. That higher price, firms are going to redo profit maximization to decide what quantity they want to sell. That's going to happen where price crosses marginal cost. And now we'll get Q2 star for those individual firms, right? So individual existing cottage cheese producers are going to increase their quantity that they want to supply to the market. Right. All right. So this is our short run equilibrium. We need to figure out if it's going to be enter or exit. And so we need to figure out profits for this individual firm. Profits, we compare the price, P2, to the average cost at that profit maximizing quantity, Q2 star. Oh, look, price is greater than average cost, so we have economic profits in the short run. That's going to cause firms to want to enter in. New firms, like, hey, I see economic profits in this cottage cheese industry. I want to get some of those profits for myself. That'd be good for me. I'm going to go enter that business. And as firms enter this business, what's going to happen to supply? Well, as we have new firms, supply is going to start increasing. Right? And as supply starts increasing, that's going to start driving the price back down along that new demand curve. So we keep having entry as long as we have profits over here, right? And so supply keeps going up as long as firms enter, as long as there's profits. So where are we going to stop at our new long-run equilibrium? Well, we need zero economic profits again. So our new long-run equilibrium, we need to have price equals average cost equals marginal cost. So that's again going to happen right here at P1. All right. And so we're going to keep on having entry, new firms entering, increasing supply, driving the price down back to P1. And so then we'll get a new supply curve, S2. This is caused by entry of firms to try to get some of those profits. And now we'll be back at that green dot there, where the price now has come back down in our long-run equilibrium, back down to P1. Market quantity goes up, though, to Q3, moving to the new long run. This price goes back down. What are firms doing? Well, we do profit maximization back to P1. As the price starts going down, they're going to keep going down until we have zero economic profits back there. And then we're back to Q3 star is the same thing as Q1 star, right? All right, so now we're at zero economic profits. We're in our new long-run equilibrium. So review of what happened. Demand increases, driving price up in the short run, driving quantity in the market up in the short run, and individual firm output goes up as well from Q1 to Q2 in the short run. That's giving us profits. And then as entry occurs, price is going to be driven all the way back down to P1, and quantity is going to still go up. So that Q1 to Q3, right? This is going to be the long run change. Q1 to Q3 is a long run change, long run to long run. And this is caused by entry of new firms into that market, new cottage cheese firms. Long run to long run is going to be no change in price. We're going to go P1 back to P2 down to P1. So there's no change in price from the long run to the long run. Individual firm quantity goes Q1 long run, Q2 short run, back to Q1 new long run. So again, no change in quantity for the individual firm in that long run equilibrium. All right, so what I want you to do is start with a blank graph, something like this graph here, right, where you're in a long run equilibrium. And now I want you to do a demand decrease, and I want you to draw out the process that I just did, okay? Really, the only way to learn this material is to be able to draw out these graphs. So what I imagine you doing on the exam is you're going to start with a market graph that looks like this, where supply crosses demand. You're going to start from a zero economic profit equilibrium, long-run equilibrium. So you need to draw your representative firm graph with your average cost, U-shaped, your marginal cost going through the minimum, that market clearing price right at that zero economic profit price. So this is where you start. Then you're going to draw in a demand decrease. And now you start the process, okay? And so I want you to be able to draw through each and one of those steps from long run to short run to new long run. I could make a video for it. That's not going to help you necessarily learn it. You really need to draw this out yourself. Like, I can't do these things without drawing out these graphs. So I suspect that you won't be able to do them either without mastering drawing these graphs. So take some time and work through this.